A Thing of Beauty by John Keats is another poem from class 12th Flamingo book, and now we are starting with this poem. Just a brief about the poet. He was a British romantic poet, and all of his poems are relating to the romance and all of that. And in this poem, we will be studying about all the beautiful things, the things which give us pleasure and enjoyment in relation with nature. And the poet here also makes a comparison between human nature and the nature, as in the environment around us. So in this video I will be covering first 13 lines of the poem. So let's start. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. It means that anything which is beautiful to us, which we feel as it is beautiful, it gives us joy forever. It transcends time and it gives us eternal joy. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness. It means the loveliness, the praise, the kind of impression which the thing have on us, it will never pass into nothingness, which means its value will never decrease in front of our eyes, and we will forever enjoy it, we will love it, it will give us everlasting joy. Okay, so but we'll keep a bower quiet for us and asleep, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. What is a bower? Bower is a pleasant shade. Anything which will be very beautiful to us, it will be like a pleasant shade. Like in the shady trees, it feels cool, it feels quiet, it feels peaceful. In the same way, anything which is pleased to us, it will be like a bower. It will be like a pleasant shade for us, which is completely quiet. And with that, beautiful thing, we will have a joyful experience whenever we think about it, and it will multiply every beautiful thought. The joy which we will get by the beauty, it will be like a beautiful sleep, it will be like a blissful sleep which will be full of sweet dreams, good health and quiet breathing. In the sense, it will be very peaceful to us. Okay, so next line says, therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Okay, first of all, we need to here understand the meaning of morrow. Morrow means on every morrow means tomorrow. Are we wreathing a flowery band? Wreathing a flowery band means an arrangement of flowers in a ring shape is called a wreath. So are we wreathing a flowery band? Now the poet here questions us. We have come to know up till now that anything which is beautiful, it gives us everlasting joy. So now the poet is questioning us. Are we, with our behavior, with our nature, with our deeds, are we also creating a beautiful world? Are we also wreathing a flowery band so that we can live on this earth happily, which binds us to this earth? Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dirt, of noble natures, of the gloomy days. Spite of despondence means sadness. It means depression, sufferings, and hopelessness. This is an irony which is being stated. First, he asks us, are we wreathing? Are we doing good? But now comes the reality that there is so much sadness, which means spite of despondence, of the inhuman dirt, which means about the inhuman nature which humans have. It is creating so much sadness, so much depression. Of noble nature. Dearth of noble nature means lack of noble nature. It is because of the inhuman characteristics. It is because of the inhuman nature which humans have, which in turn creates gloomy days. Gloomy days means sad days. So our deeds, our human nature is creating sadness. We have a decrease, lack of noble nature, which due to which sad days are creating. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. Here the poet talks about all the unhealthy ways, all the unhealthy things which humans do. They blame each other, they mock each other, the trials which take place, all these are unhealthy ways, they are over darkened ways. Over darkened ways means disappointments. These are the things which we are creating, this is the aura which we are creating. In spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. He says, in spite of all the lack of noble creatures which humans have, in spite of all the sadness, in spite of all the depression like situation which humans create because of their bad deeds, bad nature, only one shape of beauty moves away the pall. Moves away the pall means it lifts the veil of gloom. Any one thing which can be good, any one thing which can be beautiful, it is enough to lift up the veil of gloomy days. Which means that any one thing, it is enough to make a change, to find a way of optimism and of hope. So, this is the poet saying, from our dark spirits, from our dark spirits, from our lack of noble creature, from our bad deeds, only one good thing which we can inculcate in us is enough to remove away all the sadness, all the depression, all the disappointments which one has in his life. So, in the first 13 lines, the poet first tells us about how it feels to have beauty. It is like an enjoyment which lasts eternity, and it always increases and its value never decreases. It is like a pleasant shade, it gives us good sleep, full of sweet dreams, good health, and quiet breathing. So he asks us, are we also making a world like that? But on the contrary, the reality is that we are creating so much of sadness, depression, a disappointment environment around us. And then he says that only one ray of hope and optimism, which is a beauty in itself, is enough to create a good world, to remove away all the gloom which has been created by our human nature. So, in the first 13 lines, this is what it means by the poet.